All right, well, this video is going to give you a little leg up on numbers 2 and 3 from section 3.6 in your Quantway core textbook. So here's number 2. So what they are doing is giving us a hypothetical situation. They're giving us a male student who's had 3 beers and weighs 120 pounds, and they want us to simplify the equation as much as possible for this case. So this is something you did with the breaking formula. So I'm not going to walk you through it again because this is exactly what you did. Remember, they gave you values for the F and the G and the little g, and you plugged them in and you made yourself a nice spiffy new formula that was more streamlined and easier to use when you plugged in different values for V. Well, here we're going to do the same thing, except it's a different formula. So there's we got to get rid of a bunch of these variables. And we see right away that we have 3 beers, and that's going to help us get rid of one of these variables. We also see that he weighs 120 pounds. Not a very big guy apparently, but that will certainly allow us to get rid of another one of these variables. And we also see that this is a male student. And that tells us something too. That actually will allow us to get rid of yet another one of these variables. And so one of these variables is unknown. So just like the braking distance formula where we would plug in different values for V, we're going to have one thing left here that we're going to still be plugging values in for. So we want to make this a new formula that only has the B over here and one of these letters on the right side. And once we get that formula squared away, we're going to do a calculation with it. So we have a simplified formula. We don't need that big complicated thing anymore. We are going to have a simplified one, and we're going to use that simplified one to estimate the BAC for this student at these 3 different time intervals. So you're going to have 3 different answers down here. And you say, well, wait a minute, estimated, what does that mean? I have to round off? Well, like I alluded to in the last video, this formula itself is only estimating because the only way to know for sure somebody's blood alcohol content is to measure it in their blood. Because this formula takes into account the most important variables, but there's other ones that might affect somebody's blood alcohol content. So this formula itself is an estimate. So that's what that means. And patterns, what patterns do you notice? When you get these 3 answers, it just means kind of look at those 3 numbers and see what you can have to say about them.